us begin the activity part of this poem, Mending World. Already we have finished think and write session. I think you have written all these answers in your English notebook. So next item, we begin activity part, first activity. Look at your textbook and read this item. Elaborate the idea in the following line in a paragraph. Good fences make good neighbors. See, you are given this particular line. Good fences make good neighbors. Okay, we studied this line. You all know it is the view of neighbor, poet's neighbor. He always wanted to have a wall that separates his property with that of his neighbor. That means with that of the poet, the speaker of the poem. Now, it is actually a type of proverbial saying, right? Good fences make good neighbors. You have to prepare a paragraph based on this line. Good fences make good neighbors. So how to begin your answer? You can write this way. This is the view of the neighbor in the poem. He is having these types of feelings. You have to narrate. Okay. So one sample answer is given here. You all just try to read this sample one, and you can have, as I say, you can have your own way of presentation. So just you read, it will help you to generate your own thoughts regarding with this particular item. Okay, now just you read. Now second activity, activity 2, appreciation. Okay, this is an important item. Every poem gives such an item, right? After completing a poem, this is actually a required item too. Why? Whether you have really understood this item, okay, that gives this picture. So you have to write about this poem. For writing or for preparing an appreciation, you have to think the total picture, the total idea of the poem. You have to present a total summary along with your analysis. Okay, you have to prepare a particular format. That means you have studied, we have already prepared another poem. I think the poem in the first unit, Any Woman, there we studied. This is our second poem. So you are free to prepare it. You can, right? So first paragraph, there should have a brief description about author, right? And the theme of the poem. Then second phase, you have to prepare a total summary. Then the third phase, actually you can compare this poem with another poem you studied if you have such an understanding, right? Then last paragraph, you have to speak about the language of the poem. It's the figures of speech like that. Okay, so all this way you have to prepare a summary, right? So here given some questions. Okay, in order to understand, in order to thematically understand this poem. Okay, so first you try to answer these questions. Okay, first question is the central idea of the poem, right? So what is the central idea? Okay, you have been given a picture when we were discussing this poem. I think you can memorize these points. Okay. So once again, I am giving you a sample note. So read this. What is this central idea? Okay. Now, second is symbolic significance of word. So symbol. Okay, symbolic significance, relevance. So try to read this sample one. Already we discussed anyway. So this type of presentation will help you to have your own understanding. Okay. So that is why I am giving this sample note. Just you read it. What is this symbolic significance? Then poetic devices used by the poet. Okay. That also we discussed in our actual class presentation. Okay. Anyway, so you read this particular sample note. Then language and structure. Okay, so you can easily follow the language of the poet here. I think this is a type of symbol presentation. Anyway, so you have to speak about this language part also in your appreciation. Okay, so after you answered these questions, by consolidating all these points, okay, you can have a good appreciation. Let us go to the activity 3. The third activity is comparison. See, for this item you are given a poem here, right? Tagore's Gitanjali. Who is Tagore? Okay, you all know. Anyway, you read a brief picture about him. See, this is, just you read it. Now, his poem, you all look at your textbook, read this poem. He whom I enclose with my name is weeping in this dungeon. I am ever busy building this wall all around. And as this wall goes up into the sky day by day, I lose sight of my true being in its dark shadow. I take pride in this great wall, and I plaster it with dust and sand, lest a least hole should be left in this name, and for all the care I take, I lose sight of my true being. Okay, so only 2 stanzas. Right, see, what is dungeon? Dungeon, the word dungeon means underground prison, right? A dark cell like. Okay, so after reading this poem, you all get this word, okay, the mentioning of wall here. Here also, poet has mentioned a particular word. Already we studied in the poem Mending word. There also poet had mentioned a word. Now think about this. Okay, you have to comment. Actually, Tagore's poems, right? Tagore's poem, this Gitanjali is highly philosophical. Okay, see, all these are actually songs of offerings, right? See, he is having a communication between the creator, okay, and the creation. That means God and the human being have understood what actually this word. Rabindranath Tagore, he is trying to make us clear that we are hidden. Human beings actually are going away from the creator. Got it? In order to understand, in order to just have some more understanding, this note will help you, right? You all listen. Overpowered by ego. Okay, human beings overpowered by ego or powerful mind. See, they completely forget the true nature. Okay, so this true nature is lost because of the control of ego. Okay, one's ego. It has been enclosed in the dungeon of ego. The true nature has been enclosed in the dungeon, in this dungeon of ego. Right. See, we are gloomed and doomed when the mind is depressed and sad. Okay, we are happy or we are sad, depending upon the situation of mind or depending upon the level of our mind. Got it? We consider ourselves nothing but mind. So everything is on the basis of a mind. Right? When the mind is free, we have this type of free situation. Got it? So everything is dependent upon mind. So mind is very important. Then we are to live in present actually. Right? The present moment is the reality. But our mind never stays in the present. Mind is always brooding over the dead past or making castles in future. Actually, we had to get the reality. We had to live in this real situation. But people, human beings are supposed to have number of tensions or worries by thinking of the future. Got it? So that means our mind is not confined to the reality or the real situation. The more we try to control our mind, the more aggressive it will be. So this is what actually cleared or referred by the poet. Okay, with the use of word. Got it? Now, in short, what can we say? In short, this way we can understand what actually the point. In Tagore's Denshin, the world is treated as ego. Okay, which indirectly makes completely forget one's true nature. Desires and impulses. Okay, desires and impulses of people overpower people. Okay, it controls them. And so the true nature has been enclosed in the dungeon of ego. In this way, like the poem Mending wall stands as a barrier to reveal one's true nature. Right, it stands as a barrier to understand the reality. Got it? So this is enough for you. You have to think and discuss. Right, you can have your own presentations. All these presentation that I have done here will help you to think this type of style. After having a conclusion, try to develop your own paragraphs and prepare this comparison in your English notebook. That's all. Thank you.